Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of season 6 here in the career mode RTG. We're just a couple of points away from the very important area of the table, that being the top 4. We're having a decent season here in our second year at this level in the Premier League. Sitting currently in the position where we ended last year, but comparatively to the first season, we're actually doing a lot better at this stage than we were then. So, I'd like to think that that means that by the end of the season, we might comparatively be better off then than we were at the end of last year. So, I'm aiming for Europa League, i.e. a 5th place finish, or maybe via a cup competition. But I'd be thrilled if we can get a Champions League spot for next season. I'm going to simulate this game at home against Crystal Palace and hope that we can get a decent result. They have just beaten Tottenham Hotspur though, so they've just gone 1-0 up. But Ziegler's equalised 5 minutes later, so it doesn't matter. Not for the time being at least. 1-1 against Crystal Palace. We've also got a cup game against Manchester United coming today, so that's going to be a real test, I would have thought. Tom Davies gives us a 2-1 lead on the brink of half-time, and hopefully we can hold out there. We also got Burnley and current 3rd place side Watford at the end of the month as well, so it's going to be a very difficult month, but we started it off in the best possible fashion with a win against Crystal Palace, and that... I just seen that nobody else has played a game. I got slightly overexcited there because we find ourselves replacing Watford in 3rd. Unfortunately, everyone else is yet to play because, of course, that game was on the Friday. Calm down, Ches. Up next for us, I believe, is the game against Burnley the following weekend, and indeed it is. So we shall head there now. Right, Burnley starting 11. Earl Schlagel in goal. Saar, Embleton, Gibson and Pena at left back. 4-4-2 is their formation. Umar, Benassi, Duda and Ryan Fraser, pacey on the left hand side. Longo and Levaya up top. Elschlagel is the guy that we have as backup in the Achieve and Leave at Borussia Dortmund. He's 68 rated in that series. He's only 70 rated, I think, here. And he's the best keeper Burnley had. Their squad is poor at best. Really, really bad squad that Burnley have in career mode right now. A mixture of regens and just average at best players. Like mid 60s to late 60s. Maybe the occasional player in the early 70s. And then they've just got the 3 midfielders in Fraser, Duda and Benassi in the 80s, and they're the only 80-plus rated players in their entire squad. It's disgustingly poor from Burnley. Thought the Blackburn squad that we played in the last episode was bad, but this Burnley team are really struggling for any sort of quality anywhere in their team. It should, hopefully, be a pretty straightforward game, he says, but time will tell. Oscar Hill's effort is saved well. We'll stay at 0-0 for now, but if I don't win this by 3 or 4 goals, then I've really underperformed. To Oscar Hill, there's Sabi, out wide to Ademola Lookman, cuts back on his right foot, darts inside, in there to Moreles, who's actually left-footed. That's frustrating. Lookman with the early first-time shot, down well the keeper to keep it out. Forward into Sabi. Backs in well. There's Moreles through there looking for Ziegler. 80 rated now, Ziegler in the box, causing problems, looking for Sabi. There's the first goal of the game. And I'm pretty sure it won't be the last that's scored by a man in amber and black. Cambridge 1, Burnley 0. Inside to Sabi. There's Tom Davies. Ziegler spins well. Where's that finishing? Good save by the keeper. He's finishing... Well, that was questionable. Ziegler's finishing stat is very high, and he did start off... that was a terrible throw. He did start off at Cambridge when we put him into the starting lineup, scoring quite a few goals. They have dried up recently. I'm not really too sure why. Here's Omur played in behind. Burnley looking for an equaliser. It's a decent delivery, but Conti will head away well. Still a controversial signing, but it's one of the very few signings I've made that it was one that just I wanted to make. And unfortunately, a number of people disagreed. Oh, what a save! Unfortunately, a number of people disagreed and preferred that I'd sign someone else. But it is what it is. Sometimes the club you support doesn't sign a player that you want to see at the club. It's unfortunate, but, you know, that's life. Still only the 1-0. I'd very much like a second, if we don't mind, although how their keeper kept out that last one, I'm not sure. And still the Burnley defence stands firm. I don't think I've yet... Have I scored yet with Ademola Lookman in a played game? I don't think I have, actually. He scored a couple in simulated games, but I don't recall actually putting the ball in the back of the net with him myself. I mean, literally just had a shot from a couple of yards saved somehow, but I don't think I put the ball in the back of the net with him personally. Regardless, we're 1-0 up here, but surely it's only a matter of time before the rest of the goals go in. Davies. Forward there to Sabi. Davies. Sabi. Just look at all the Burnley shirts in front of me. I almost need to back off, let them have the ball for a little bit, so that they... Oh, what a terrible cross. So that they push out, and then I can catch them on the counter. My ordinary go-to tiki-taka style short passing game just isn't working here. Ziegler's done well there. Playing the ball about like this just doesn't really seem to unlock their defence. Until now, Ziegler's in behind, and hopefully this time the finishing comes in handy. It doesn't, but Lookman tucks it home. Oh, at last. 2-0. Corner for Burnley. Ryan Fraser to deliver it. It's not bad, actually. Thankfully, Perella heads away. Sabi will get to that. No, he won't. Sarr does very well to rise up above him. Take it away. And shot blocked by Davies. Drop to Oscar Hill. Gerzic has come on for Javier Morales. And, well, I'll try and utilise his pace here. Get away from the defender. Get away from the defender. Actually, didn't do that well. Lookman played in. He'll turn well. Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman. Oh, Davies. Please go in. Oh. What an assist that would have been. And if Ziegler had whipped that into the top corner, then the finish alone would have been one of the best goals we've scored this season, let alone the setup. Still just 2, though. Hill. Forward to Gerzic. Nice touch and turn. And the acceleration was electric, to say the least. There's Oscar Hill. There's Sabi. Takes it in his stride well for 3. Yes! Emmanuel Sabi! The goals are coming late, but at least they're arriving finally. Hendrick out to Longo. Well, that's really poor. Oscar Hill around the corner looking for Gerzic, but can't find him. Lofted back in. Oh, Oscar Hill. Oh, wow. Levaya. Technique. What a finish. Poor from Oscar Hill. Firpo does well to win the initial header, and Oscar Hill, well, I don't know what he's doing, but that finish. Jaden Bogle almost leaning out the way of it there. God, that's a stunning goal. Burnley make it 3-1, and they won't get whitewashed, but it is only a consolation goal. But what a goal it is for consolation. If goals counted treble, that one might well be up there, but unfortunately it's only due the 1 goal on their scoreline, and that's 3-1 for us. 14 shots, 11 on target. We did smack them. We just didn't get the extensive scoreline that we hoped we might get when we saw the lineups. I'd see Blackburn beat one of the Manchester sides there. Yeah, Blackburn in 12th beat Manchester City to take away their unbeaten start to the season. Well then, 3 points separate 7th place Brighton from 1st place Manchester United, and 7th place Watford from 1st place Manchester United, and Brighton could come up to 18 points with a win in their game in hand as well, which looks like it's against Fulham, which it very well could be a win for them. Up next for us, though, is Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. I want to go as far as possible in this tournament, but at the same time... Oh, Bailey's up to 69. That's good, right? That's good news. At the same time, I want to give the youngsters the chance to... or the rotation players the chance to play. They were very, very good against Brighton. in the last round, so I will put faith in them again. I will put faith in them again. What I do need to do, though, is take Perella out of that team and put Getrelder in. And then I might need to take Moreles out as well, actually. Let's take Moreles out and put Uno in at cam. Let's do that. Right. Manchester United in the Carabao Cup coming up next. There's my starting lineup, as you can see, on the left-hand side. Still pretty competitive, has to be said. Comparatively to Manchester United's lineup, though, not as competitive. De Gea in goal. Godoy at right back is the only... Well, Godoy and Wilson are the only really weak links. Anton at centre back is 84 rated. Bailly is 88 rated, or 87, one of the two. They got Theo Hernandez at left back. Aouar's 90. Pogba's 90. Barella is 88. Martial's 90. Saint-Maximin is 86. It's a really strong Man United side. And all but De Gea and Pogba were in the start. I only had to put De Gea and Pogba back in. Other than that, they're at full strength. Wilson's only playing because Lukaku is injured currently. So it's a ridiculously strong Manchester United side. And for now, I don't hold out much hope for this fixture, but I gave the kids the chance. In the FA Cup, because it will be played on the weekend, I'll be able to sacrifice my... I won't have to sacrifice my first team to be able to compete in that competition, because obviously we get the chance to play that on the weekend and the Premier League won't be affected. Whereas if I played my first team here against United, my Premier League ambitions would be affected by my first team players. Oh! De Gea, the lowest rated player on the pitch, gives us a 1-0 lead in the 6th minute. You can see what it means to the players. Patrick Turner, Cambridge 1, Man United 0 in the 7th minute. Oh, what a... How's he picked that spot out? He's just let fly, and it's so high. Uno ducks out the way. Well, I didn't expect that. Patrick Turner, 66 rated, scores at Old Trafford against David De Gea to give us a 1-0 lead. Turner out wide for Jane Bogle, who just keeps that in. Get it to Isaac Morris. Through to Uno. This happened last year when Manchester United played a really weak team, which was the game that instigated me making the decision to manually select the opposing starting 11. I've done that for this game, and I'm playing a weaker 11 than I normally do, and we're 2-0 up inside 15 minutes. Anthony Martial swings the ball in. Turner wins the header against Pogba. Aouar steps away. The man in the middle. Pogba to Wilson. Backing in. Shot blocked. Turner will get rid of it. And United starting to wind up now. But have they left it too little too late already to get going? Will they be able to recover from the position they found themselves in? Uno back to Lee. Forward to Isaac Morris, who's looking to spin one way then the other. Uno gets out of his feet, looks to bend it, puts it as far away from the goal as he possibly could. Cheers, pal. Corner there to Dennis Adebola. We've got many options at the minute. Mancini standing up though. Oh, great ball. Turner! Oh, Patrick Turner's having the game of his life right now. De Gea this time does deny him at the near post. We've got 60% possession so far and a 2-0 lead at half-time. What's going on at Old Trafford for the 2nd season in a row? Keeping the ball. It's Elliot Lee. It's Uno. Turner space for Dennis Adebola on his left foot. Good save by David De Gea. Wouldn't quite fall for Adebola the way that I wanted it to. Pushed him a little bit too far wide, and then the technique was off as he didn't quite approach the ball in the way that he perhaps should have done. Given away there though in the midfield by Manchester United, and again we could look for Dennis Adebola on this far side. He'll look to deliver the ball into the middle, and Theo Hernandez does well up against Isaac Morris. James Wilson will get to that first. Really strong first half from us. The decision to play it back to your centre-back like that, but we'll take a throw. Oh, they'll take the throw. All right, fair enough. 10 minutes into the second half, though. United still not offering anything going forward, and our 2-0 lead does look despite the look of the lineups, still pretty solid at this stage. Lovely ball by Pogba though, looking for Alan Saint-Maximin. He's in behind. Oh, the cross off Gertrude. It will be a corner for the Red Devils. James Wilson going off and Gerard De La Feu coming on to play up top at striker. Decent delivery that. Gertrude heads away. Anton back to Aouar. Here's Theo Hernandez. Barilla. Oh, decent delivery. Headed away by Watmore. Oh, Aouar picks it off before it reached Gerzic. Hernandez, Martial with a flip, Pogba into De La Feu. Talk about instant impact. The Spaniard is on the score sheet immediately. Manchester United aren't out of this yet. Morris turns well. Back to Jaden Bogle. Inside there to Uno. Back to Patrick Turner. Oh, he's turned brilliantly there, Patrick Turner. And he'll find Dennis Adebola, who will look for Gerzic. Hit it early. Oh, De Gea saves with his feet. Uno. It fell to him, but couldn't get the shot off quickly enough. Oh, wow. This game has come alive now with 20 minutes to go. Manchester United going all out to try and win it, or get themselves back in it at the very least. And we're going to try and hold on defensively. And if I can catch them on the pace, on the counter-attack, sorry, with the pace of Gerzic, then I will try and do so. I could contemplate bringing Sabi on off the bench. But I'd rather save Sabi for the game against Watford at the weekend in the Premier League, as that's certainly more important with the way that the season is going. I said I wanted to concentrate more on the Cup this year, and that is still true. But I also said that if we had the opportunity to do something quite remarkable in the Premier League this season, then I would, again, put the Cups on the back burner. And, well, we're right up in the mix at the minute for a title fight, let alone a top 4 fight in the Premier League, but things going well enough for us in the Cup so far. The FA Cup I definitely will take seriously, and I mentioned that I think earlier on in this game as well. But the Carabao Cup, as things stand with the movement of the ball in this move from Manchester United, is pretty mesmeric, to be completely honest. But Mitov should get to that ahead of Saint-Maximin, and he does, but he didn't necessarily fill me with confidence halfway through as he was on his way out. 6 minutes to go. Cambridge 2, Manchester United 1. Barella, Martial, Barella. Ball's being played about again with purpose from Manchester United, but since De La Feu's goal, they haven't had a clear-cut opportunity. We nearly scored a third. There's only a good De Gea save, and then scrappy defending to get the ball away. I'm going to have to do some scrappy defending of my own here. Uno's gone off, and Monnier has come on. Ake's on for Godoy at right back for United. Leave that. Oh, I asked Gertrude to leave it, and he didn't. And then the clearance is blocked by Theo Hernandez. There's seconds remaining here, and Gertrude puts in a very good block. Still the ball coming forward. Oh, but the referee does me a favour. It wasn't as straightforward as last season, and they fought back hard, United, but we defended just as hard. Their poor start in the end sees them come undone. We're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, and up next for us in the Premier League is a rather important game against Watford that could, if other results go away, see us go top, potentially. We're 5th currently, but we're only a point away from 1st. It's only Manchester United's 2nd defeat of the entire season domestically so far. Watford next. Right, Watford starting lineup. Martin Alias in goal. Lopez, Ramalho, O'Connell and Kelly as their back 4. Hughes, Keena, Mara and Jordan Lukaku, who was previously top goal scorer in the league, of course, earlier on in the season. Kelechi and Jordan Ayew up top in a 4-4-2. Seeing Gerard De La Feu, a former Watford player, score a goal against us in the last game. We're back to the familiar starting lineup for this game, or more familiar, missing Suarez Garcia, of course, still until probably at least February, if not March, through injury. But to be fair, Javier Morales has stepped up and he's growing well too. And this injury of Suarez Garcia's might spell the end of his time at the club, or at least the end of his time in the starting lineup, because Morales is now really starting to hit his stride. And of course, with potential of 90 to 94, you would expect Morales to eventually take the reins in that starting cam role, and this might be the scenario in which that finally happens. Jordan Lukaku played in behind. He stands to cross up, and Hughes wins the header, but Angus Gunn holds on. Free kick for Watford. Kelechi just dinks it, but it's terrible. Oh, it's also terrible from Ademola Lookman, and it's cost us a goal. Ademola Lookman's attempted clearance flicks it only further on towards another Watford man. That's completely killed me off. It was a terrible free kick, but it's just fallen straight to him. Oh, it's hit Conte in the nuts, and it's gone in the bottom corner. Oh, that's painful. Right off the bottom of his ballsack. Cambridge 0, Watford 1. Pope into Hill around the corner. Sabi's making that break, as he loves to do, and he's going to turn it home as well. Was he onside? I had a brief scare to myself that I thought he was offside. He's not. We're level. He did have to time the run well, breaking in behind, and well, it's just his electric pace. Keeper tried his best, but he just couldn't win the foot race. Sabi gets there first and tucks it just underneath the arm. Really nicely done. 1-1. Firpo. Lovely ball down the line. Keep that in. Well done, Ademola. He's done brilliantly there. We'll play Firpo in round the corner. How's his first time crossing? Oh, that's a dangerous whip. Unfortunately, there's the defender right underneath it. Oh, that was a good cross. Might get another opportunity. Firpo, but instead he knocks it down to Moreles. Ziegler. Oh, the touch is great. The finish, not quite as good. Kina. Into Kelechi. Back to Maret. Forward to Kelechi again. Nice tackle. And Hill gets it quickly to Moreles. His first touch lets him down. That happens quite a bit with Javier Moreles. He's got like 85 ball control and 80-something jumping, 80-something dribbling as well. But his ball control constantly lets him down. 88 dribbling, 85 ball control. But almost every time, his ball control, his touch, lets him down, Javier Moreles. That first time touch just isn't there with him, and I'm not sure which stat is missing to ensure that that touch arrives. We'll get it out wide looking for Ademola Lookman, who is quicker than everyone around him. Turns his side well and doesn't finish. Great defending by O'Donnell. Whether the keeper would have gotten it or not, I'm not sure. Ademola Lookman looking to make up. Conte! What's odd? Conte gave away the foul and got booked for the free kick that Lookman flicked on for their equaliser. The two of them have redeemed themselves. Ademola Lookman takes the corner. Conte with the header. And we're in front again. His first goal for the club. The controversial man has his first goal in the Premier League. Oh, nice turn. Dinks it inside to Maret. Kelechi. Out to Will Hughes. Got the advantage there as there was a foul in the middle. Kina hounded by Hill, but can't get the ball off him. Kelly driving forward from left back into Jordan Lukaku to Kina. Oh, lovely ball to Cordoba. What a save by Angus Gunn. He had a couple of moments last year when we first bought him that made me question whether he was actually going to be any good for us. But recently, more importantly, the majority of this season, he has been absolutely brilliant between the sticks. Made save after save that I genuinely didn't think he was going to make. I was certain they were going to come back level for a second time there, but the keeper has kept us in front. 15 to go, still 2-1 Cambridge. And Angus Gunn's there again. Martin Arias with the pumped ball forward. Win this header, and that should be game though. Referee, yes, does the job. Now, what are the other results? Both Manchester sides were above us. Watford were with us. What does that do for the league table? It's a very even game. A very even game, as you can see from the stats. Wow. Neither of the Manchester sides played. Liverpool beat Brighton by 2-0. Brighton have been up, or were up there and thereabouts. Man City are top. Manchester United are fourth now, but with a game in hand. Newcastle can also go above us with a game in hand. Yeah, because if they win it, their goal difference will then be better than ours. Leicester could come to within a point of us. Fulham could come to within a point of us. this title race looks like it's gonna go all the way to the end, and we're only 11 games in. Let's just head quickly into the month of November. We do have the youth squad. We do. Well, that wasn't how I wanted to end that sentence, but a 62, 69 rated for Elliot Bailey now is very, very good indeed. Obviously with a significant amount of training, but still growing really nicely. Looking set to take over in some form in the first team picture next season, or perhaps the season after. Start training or continue to train Cooper. So we're in a Champions League spot now, and we don't look like we're going to be dropping any momentum anytime soon. We do have Newcastle who are up there with us in the next episode. I'm probably going to play Bournemouth, sim the Newcastle home game, play United away, and then for obvious reasons I want to play the Carabao Cup quarter-final. We then got, wow, what a month December is going to be. Tottenham, City and Chelsea all in the month of December. January, if we get through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, it's going to be busy as anything as well, with both semi-finals and an FA Cup game to come there as well, and maybe another cup game too if we get through that first round of the FA Cup. I have a funny feeling January might be split into 2 episodes this season, because we're going to have, if we can get through against Newcastle in the Cup, if we can get through this fixture, the semi-finals will be in the month of January, and with the FA Cup game as well, there's going to be too many to simulate there with the state of our season and the way that, like, I made a mistake in a previous season, in a previous series, I think it was actually in the Achieve and Leave, of having a month like that with semi-finals in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup games and Premier League games. I think it was at Chelsea, and then I simulated far too many games in that month, and it cost me a lot. And you guys recommended that we split January into 2 on that, or from that experience. So we'll wait and see. I might not be at Newcastle at the end of tomorrow's episode, so we'll wait and see. But for now, I'm thrilled with how this season is going so far. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Subscribe to this channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. And we'll see if we can make it through to our first ever Cup semi-final in tomorrow's video.